Why Meta is spending billions on NVIDIA compute. Meta's secret plan to create AGI. So in this video I want to show you first of all Mark Zuckerberg's plan to create the most powerful company out of Meta. So I think Meta is still a very undervalued company. I have talked about Meta for a couple of years, and I think many people just don't have them on their radar too much. They think it's just another social media company, maybe that has its best time behind it, but I don't think so. And I will quickly talk about Llama 3, the compute infrastructure they used to build it and how much it cost. And I will also inform you about the most relevant, most important AI topics in the space, so you can be on the right side of change, which is the motto. Okay, so let's first talk about Meta's Gen AI infrastructure. So in order to build Llama 3, the new AI presented by Facebook, Meta. So by the way, if you are not in the US based, you might enjoy this one. This is huggingface.co/chat. You can use this link from Hugging Face. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. You can use it to run Meta's model for free. Okay, so you can try it out for free. So here you just need to click on this settings logo, then check out the Meta Llama 3 70 billion parameters instruct model, and you can switch on search web and you can ask it any questions. For example, ask what is Pfingster's mission. I have switched on the web search, so it can basically search for Pfingster's mission. Now it already generates the response. It should be pretty quick. It's basically one of the faster models, I'd say. Okay, but now it seems to take some time. Let's quickly wait for the model to reply. Okay, whatever. So let's move on to the presentation. I will show you in a moment. Hopefully it has generated it. Okay, and you see the Llama 3 model is based on two huge AI training clusters. And both of those clusters are basically 24,576 NVIDIA H100 GPUs. So it still generates this one. Okay, so if you look at the H100 GPU, you see the costs is roughly, this is like 4 times. H100 costs can cost 40K or so. Here you see NVIDIA, around 30K to 40K, so it depends. So it still hasn't generated the answer, right? So there should be something wrong here. Switch on search web. What is Pfingster's mission? Now it works. It does the web search. So it basically, you see different sources where it draws the mission from. So this is basically it is like ChatGPT, right? So I use ChatGPT. I love it, and it can also do web search and stuff. So it's a free model owned by Meta, and obviously you would wonder why they do it, And so the question is, why do they accumulate so much compute? So for example, with these two clusters they have trained the Llama 3 model on, it cost them roughly 2 billion, right? And now you might think, okay, wow, this is a huge number, right? I mean, your neighborly startup cannot spend 2 billion on training and inference and creating huge models. And remember, everything is free. They released the Llama model for free and open source to the community. So, but for them it costs real money, right? 2 billion is even a lot for Facebook and Meta. But now look at this. Zuckerberg, actually in an earning course, said that Meta will spend even more in 2024. So here are his words. In terms of investment priorities, AI will be our biggest investment area in 2024, both in engineering and computer resources. And you see that capital expenditure on H100s, on NVIDIA's graphic chips and other hardware for AI training and inference will be between 35 to 40 billion dollars, right? I mean, this is as much money as Google makes roughly in a year. This is what they spend on AI training infrastructure. And obviously they would like to see a return on investment, or they wouldn't spend it, right? So why spending 30 billion? And in the initial picture I showed you, Meta already told us what they want to do, why they spent the money on this huge computer infrastructure. Why do they spend like 30, 40 billion, like huge amounts of capital to get to AGI, right? So they want to reach AGI before other companies, or even like at least as fast as other companies. They don't want to be left behind. So that's why they outspend even Tesla in regards to AI infrastructure. So for instance, AGI. So many companies want to reach AGI. We have now the non-profit, non-profit OpenAI is currently building a for-profit closed AI that is owned by Microsoft, right? Then we have Google Gemini, which is like the woke AI. It is controlled by Google. Then we have real-world AI, like embodied AI. And I would say Tesla is the leader here with its models for Tesla full self-driving, and also the Optimus robot. And this real-world AI model is owned by Tesla. But now, like you see, there's still a blue ocean strategy, and this is the strategy followed by Meta. They focus on open source AI, right? So they want to become the Android of the AI operating system market. What do I mean with this? When Apple had the dominating operating system for smartphones, because they sold most smartphones, there was a gap in the market, which is, the gap was the open source ecosystem. The open source ecosystem will always be larger than the closed source ecosystem, because more people build on open source than on closed source. That's why ultimately, like, open source technologies always win. Think of Linux, Bitcoin, and so on. They win in terms of developer networks and stuff, and they want to build the AI operating system. I don't mean with AI operating system they want to really like compete with Windows or something, or even create another Android operating system. They want to become the operating system for AI, and this means that they build the infrastructure layer on which everything else, all AI applications, are built, right? So the Llama 3 model is basically at the center. This AGI model is then, say, it's made more or less open source, and the model now lies at the center of all these, of the whole open source ecosystem built around this, which makes it very sticky. The network effects are huge, yeah? So their basic strategy with AI is to create a vibrant open source ecosystem around the most powerful open source foundational model, Llama. And their plan is, like, their specific plan is to keep improving the foundational model, going from Llama 1 to Llama 2 to Llama 3 to ultimately AGI, and making each model successively more powerful than the model before. Now let's quickly check. Okay, so yeah, it figured out Finks's mission with web search. Finks's mission is to help increase collective intelligence by providing resources and tools to enhance programming skills, particularly in Python and OpenAI's API. So it figures it out itself. I never wrote this, but it's actually true. And to help individuals stay ahead of the curve in a rapidly changing world driven by disruptive technologies such as AI, crypto, and automation. Right. So this is, I think it's a better mission statement than the one I have written myself. It has actually done some research, and yeah, I think it's a good mission statement. The Llama 3 model is really powerful. It's almost as good as OpenAI's model, but completely free. Okay, and so you see they keep improving the open source models, and their goal is to create this ecosystem around this foundational model, because now if the ecosystem exists around the model, which means that researchers, for example, have built tools on top of the Llama model, like think of GitHub. Actually, if you check out GitHub and search for Llama, you see that there are already 15 6,000 GitHub repositories built around this foundational model. So now even if Llama would be like the second best model now, or the third best model, even if there would be a new model, they couldn't compete because the open source ecosystem has already built so many applications around this Llama model. So it's very sticky. The network effects are very strong. It's just like Facebook. It's just like WhatsApp. These are like it's a traditional playbook of Facebook, right? Of the Facebook company. They built the ecosystem around it, and now they build the network effects. And the network effects are really hard to break. They are a huge moat, and new competitors cannot break into the market with such a powerful, unbreakable network effect. And we have seen this time and again since the creation of Facebook, the company in the beginning. They had the biggest social network, which means that there's preferential attachment, right? You go to the social network that already has the most applications, the most social users, the most credibility and stuff, and the most friends. If all your friends are on Facebook, where do you go? You don't go to the third biggest or fourth biggest social network, right? You go to the biggest because everybody you know is already there. And as you go through the biggest gets even bigger, right? And this is the strategy for that Meta has. Like it just follows its own playbook, but copies it like with small modifications, copy and pastes it into the AI space. So it creates the largest infrastructure layer for AI applications. Now people can build their AI applications on the free foundational model. I mean, it's a scorched earth approach, so nobody else can actually monetize the foundational layer. But everybody is now building around Llama. Researchers are citing Llama in their papers. It's free advertisement, free marketing. The ecosystem becomes so powerful, and everything centers around the foundational models created by Meta. And now they use this foundational model and the applications around them. And think about this way: the applications are 100x more profitable in the way than the foundational layer, right? It's like in the internet in the early days. In the internet, you have the foundational layer, say the compute infrastructure and stuff, and then you have the applications on top: Google, Facebook, even as an example, Wikipedia, Spotify, Uber. All these applications on top of the internet infrastructure, they get all the value, they get all the valuation. And now Meta is giving the infrastructure away, the free AGI foundational model, but control by giving it away. They control it, like Android. They control the base layer of AI applications, and all applications just built on top. So there are many monetization ideas around this, right? At any point in time, if the ecosystem is strong enough, they could simply offer additional services, for example, paid hosted LLM API for inference. So currently they give away the model for free, but you might not want to run the model, right? Maybe you want to. So if you do the inference yourself, either you can implement it on your own server. So you download the model, you load the model to your server, and now you can issue prompts to your server. But you might not want to do this, right? Because inference will be 100 times more bandwidth than training, and also compute. So it might be expensive to run inference, right? If training is already like 40 billion, yeah, I mean, what is the cost of inference? It will be even more expensive. So they can offer these services around this, yeah. For example, paid hosted API for this, and basically monetize being in the center of this whole AI infrastructure. They could offer premium access to more powerful large language model variants, or I shouldn't even say large language model, because those won't be large language models as we see in a minute. They will be huge generative AI models, like not only focusing on language but also on other media. They can offer customized models pre-trained on proprietary data. They also control, because they control the largest ecosystem, they have a lot of proprietary data, and they can sell or otherwise monetize access to this proprietary data. And they could implicitly prioritize. I mean, this would be an evil move, but they could do it, right? This would be one monetization idea for Meta. They could prioritize certain partners or advertisement partners or even their own products. They can build it in their AI model, right? So the AI model, basically, if you ask it some question, it could recommend you, preferably, like with a larger probability, say, or probability proportional to your ad spend on Meta. It could recommend those type of products, right? So there's huge potential here. Then they can simply use their powerful model to the very traditional approach to serve more relevant ads to their users, to understand their users better, to dynamically generate content and advertisement copy that is very like in the moment, that perfectly suits the user. So this could be in 10x of their RPM, right? Revenue per 1,000 users. And if they 10x their RPM just by serving more relevant ads, they can 10 times their revenue of their existing services like WhatsApp and Facebook and so on. So they can 10x their revenue just by having AGI, right? But just serving better messages. Then of course they can create like an AI agent marketplace, because they are at the center. They can create a marketplace of AI agents built around this foundational model and have a certain take rate, say 10% or so of the revenue, like Apple does with its with the Apple Store. They can integrate intelligence into their services to improve the retention rates. This is, for example, if you use WhatsApp and now maybe you can chat with a digital AI, a love partner or somebody interesting, then maybe you stay longer on WhatsApp, right? And they make more revenue, they get more attention, they make more revenue off you because you stay longer. They can serve you more ads and so on, yeah? So there are different ways to monetize this position, and I think that's why I'm really bullish about the Meta stock. Personally, no investment advice. So on a more, like, let's take a step back. Basically, Zuckerberg is copying Steven Spielberg's Playbook from Ready Player One. If you haven't watched the movie, I highly recommend you watch it. It's basically, there's a virtual reality world, and everything is like the real world basically is the oasis. And oasis stands for ontologically anthropocentric sensory immersive simulation. So it's a simulation world, and the real world basically is in the oasis. And in the year 2045, I think it will be much sooner, right? People seek to escape from reality through a virtual reality entertainment universe called the oasis. And this oasis is created by a certain person, Mark Zuckerberg, no, James Halliday, of Gregarious Games. And I think this company, Gregarious Games, obviously controls the world in which these players exist. They host the world, right? They host the whole metaverse, in which all people basically work, exist, play, socialize, and so on. So they own the basic infrastructure. So obviously there's huge monetization potential for this company, and this is basically the most successful company on earth, this Gregarious Games, I think. So basically Zuck is just copying this playbook, obviously, right? And with this move we have discussed, and examples are like Meta Quest 3, you see a virtual environment, and you see Ray-Ban smart glasses. So you have glasses with this AI models integrated in the glass, so you can talk to them, you can record stuff. They even tell you, right? If you look at Mark Zuckerberg's presentation, you can see
successor to the mobile internet. We'll be able to feel present, like we're right there with people, no matter how far apart we actually are. We'll be able to express ourselves in new, joyful, completely immersive ways.
Yeah, you can see it is basically they already tell us their plans in this video. I also recommend you check out this video. It's just like search for metaverse and meta on YouTube and you will find the video as well. So what does it all mean? Imagine if you want to be on the right side of change, you need to understand this. Imagine we are moving from a world like WhatsApp, where you are using the mouse, keyboards and browsers and everything, to a fully immersive virtual reality. If you believe this will happen, yeah. So let's assume this will be the case. I think there's a good likelihood that this will happen, right? There's no guarantee, obviously, but it could happen. It could easily happen, yeah. Imagine we are going from this like monitor-centric world to a fully immersive virtual reality, even with maybe sensory data and stuff. So first of all, like the most trivial takeaway would be the data volumes will increase by 1000x, by multiple orders of magnitude. 1000x is just an example, right? It will be like by orders of magnitude, because now we have sensory data, we have video data, we have image data, we have dynamically generated worlds, everything. Like AI will be so huge, AI training will be so huge. We have new digital applications, we have AI agents integrated in this world, in this virtual reality everywhere, right? We have social AI agents, we have game AI agents, that like game characters. We have conferences, digital conferences. We have digital sex and love and work. Everything will be in the digital, in the cyberspace. And in this world, in this scenario, whether you like it or not, I mean, it is not like things that's not about whether we like such a world or not. We would like to have one. I think we might see one, so we should be prepared in this scenario, right? In this world, your cyber representation would be far more important than your real life representation. So we have rendering and GPU usage. We see things like digital money, right? Digital money systems. You can even see it in the movie Ready Player One. Digital money will become very normal for people. They just spend money digitally. So cyber money. What is the cyber money? Like Bitcoin. We have generative AI. We have video. Not like generative AI data volumes and AI training volumes already explode currently. I mean, the Llama model, right? They use this huge Llama model we have seen in the beginning. This model here, worth 2 billion. They spent 2 billion on training the Llama 3 model, right? But what if they train models for video? I mean, these models will be orders of magnitude larger in order to be able to understand and make sense and generate videos dynamically. So obviously AI training and inference will increase by orders of magnitude as well. And with all implications, right? I think the revenue made by companies such as NVIDIA will obviously explode, but also the efficiency of the models and the training will improve. We will see like the existing infrastructure of AI will strengthen. We will see like ambient intelligence. This is maybe what I was looking for. Ambient intelligence. So everything around us in a way will become intelligent by means of these AI agents. And what happens if you have say 10 robots or digital or physical robots for every person on Earth? It means that this is a new species that needs, for example, energy. So energy usage will definitely explode in the future. That needs its own kind of money, and we again come back to this point, right? That needs its own training and inference. Training is basically like the university for this new species, and inference is like the work this new species does, and they will get paid for this. And these kind of models will become all ubiquitous. They will be all around us. Llama 3. That's why these AGI models, they can be integrated into every single environment within this oasis that Meta is currently positioned best to create. And yeah, as such, Meta might become, in this scenario, if this really plays out, then Meta, with its spend on AI training and inference, with its like knowledge in Meta Quest, for example, in virtual reality and stuff, with its social networks that can be easily integrated in such a world, with everything, like the whole positioning, with its name, Meta, for Metaverse. Meta is the best positioned company. It has to be, to create this kind of oasis, to be the company that creates this oasis for us. And as such, it has a good shot of becoming the most valuable company on earth. Okay, so this is my personal opinion. Obviously, it's not investment advice, but I just thought I'd share this because Pfingster's mission is to help you stay on the right side of change. I wanted to share this vision, so in case you don't have it on the top of your head, maybe you've already thought of this yourself, probably, but most likely you may have forgotten or just like ignored it for now. Maybe you didn't find it as important. So I don't claim it's a new idea that Meta is planning to do this, but I think it's very important to consider it in your decisions, because there, like right in front of our eyes, we might see an emerging giant that is Meta, the Meta company. Even though it seems big already, many people still, I hear it from time to time, many people argue Meta might be at its zenith, so everything will go downhill from now on, because people don't use Facebook so much anymore. But I think like Facebook is a joke in comparison to what Oasis might mean for the company and for the revenue generated by this company. Okay, so if you want to be on the right side of change, check out our free email newsletter. You can just go to Pfingster.com, finxter.com. We have a lot of free content, free newsletter. I share like videos like this with the community. Also check out our beginner-friendly AI courses. Just go to academy.pfingster.com. We help you be on the right side of change, so you learn the skills needed to become an AI engineer, prompt engineer, starting as a complete beginner, and becoming a beneficiary of this digital revolution we are currently seeing all around us. Also, if you want to become a member, if you choose to do so, you can also just click on the channel membership here on YouTube, and you will get access to all Academy courses as well if you join the Katana and above levels. Okay, thanks for checking out this video. Give me a like and subscribe to our channel to not to miss out on future videos and to be on the right side of change. Thanks for watching. I'm appreciative of your time. I'm really grateful to have you here. Your time is the most valuable thing you have on earth, and I'm grateful that you decided to spend it with me in this short video. Thanks, and see you soon. Bye.